G'day folks, Wren here. I did a thing and now I want to share the thing. I guess it originally started with one of Jade's from Jade Reads recent videos talking about her buzzwords. I didn't watch that at first, but then Kirsty from Bookish was talking to me about it and how she was thinking about her own ones. And I was like, oh, I wonder if I have any. And then I went and watched Jade's and I got the full context. But then I just decided to make a bingo board of all of my buzzwords as well as some of my anti-buzzwords. So that's what we're doing, okay? But then maybe let's try and kind of make a TBR that would fulfill this bingo. And like, I don't know why I decided to include my anti-buzzwords, but for some reason I like torturing myself. And I just want to see if any books on my shelves fit my anti-buzzwords, and if so, why do I own them? All of the yellow squares are my buzzwords, and then the pink ones are my anti-buzzwords. Should I go just row by row? Let's. Okay, so my first square is one of my anti-buzzwords, and that is addiction. So basically anything to do with drugs in books, I get really bored. I zone out, I don't care, it's not my thing. So, do I have any books about drugs? You know what's annoying? I can think of a few books that I used to own that were about drugs or addiction. And then I did that whole unhaul project last year and I got rid of a lot of books. So there was some in there. Okay. You're very precariously balanced. So I'm just trying to be cautious. Yeah, this is what I'm looking at so far. Do I have anything about drugs? Now here's the thing. Ooh, I just went down. So I do have Concrete Rose by Angie Thomas. This does feature drugs. It is about a young man who is struggling, and so what he can do to help support his family is to sell drugs. This is the prequel to The Hate U Give, which I loved The Hate U Give so much, and I have always wanted to read Concrete Rose. And this is about Star's dad when he was a teenager. So in that context, I'm excited for this book because I read The Hate U Give and I loved it. Like, if I had just seen this at a shop and read the back of it, I would have immediately put it down because it's about selling drugs. Next up is a buzzword, and that is wolf. I love wolves. Oh, you can see that shelf there. That is my TJ Clune shelf. It has many wolves, and I've always been obsessed with wolves and werewolves. Thank you, Teen Wolf. I won't go too much into wolves because we'll be here for a while. So, a book about wolves. I've definitely got that. But for that, I'll have to spin you around to the fantasy shelf and paranormal. Oh, there's one. The Abused Werewolf Rescue Group. But that's a second book. The From Blood and Ash series. Got that. I do need to read the third book, but let's not. I've read that. Oh, here's one. This one. Okay, this is Bite Risk by S.J. Willis. This is a book I just randomly picked up. I'd never heard of it, and I saw it at Big W, and I was like, yes. Because werewolves. And it seems to be about this entire town turns into werewolves, like once a month. Ooh, so all the adults turn into werewolves. And then it seems, because I think this is a YA, so then it's like the teenagers have to protect themselves from the wolves. It sounds like it'll be fun. And like, look at that wolf there. Very cool. I should really read this one day. So another buzzword for me is hunt or hunter or hunted. Anything like that. I guess kind of related to like paranormal hunting, you know, ghost hunting, that type of thing, which I love. It's my fave. So again, we're probably still in the fantasy section. Hunting. What is hunting? I mean, I've got the Slayer book. I assume that's got hunting in it. Like, I do have paranormal hunting books, I swear. Soul Eater, yes please. Queer hunting. Do I have any queer hunting books? I mean, this is talking about traveling in search of great evil. It's alluding to hunting, but I want the word hunt. But unfortunately, I've read most of those. Ooh, okay. I found the word hunt. Yeah. Oops, sorry books. So, we have The Witch King by H.E. Edgman. I think that's how you pronounce that. So, this is queer, and the word hunt was in there. This witch lost control of his magic one night and fled to the human world. Now a coldly distant Emma has hunted him down. Ooh. And they were betrothed? Ooh. Ooh. I really want to read this. Because the guy that's hunting him, he was engaged to? Yes please. Yes please 1,000 times. Ooh, the next word is never. Something about that word always kind of draws my attention. It could kind of be related to Neverland, which is a fave of mine, but never. Book with the word never. Usually I would look towards my horror and what are you? Thriller shelves. But none of them say the word never, which is interesting. Okay, so no nevers there. What about in the queers? Because there's nothing in my contemporary. There's ever, but not never. It's gotta have the n. It's gonna be so funny if I say I have all these buzzwords and then I don't have any of them on my shelves. Surely I've got a never somewhere. Alright. This is not looking good. Let's look over this side. Again, fantasy. There's usually a never somewhere in fantasy. That's so annoying. All of my Peter Pan retellings do not have never in the title. That is upsetty spaghetti. Now what do? I don't have a never. I don't have a never that I haven't read. Wow, I can't believe I don't have a never. Anyway, so I don't have never. I will try and get a never. Ooh, the next one is another anti-buzzword, which is kingdom. Yeah, usually if I'm reading a synopsis and it's like, they have to save the kingdom, I'm so bored. So bored. But kingdoms are gonna be back over there in the fantasy section. Well, sure, you'll talk about corruption, but not the kingdom. Dang. What about you? Kingdom, yeah, got it. I knew fantasy wouldn't let me down. So this is The Dwarves by Marcus Heights. So we have a blacksmith, love that. The only dwarf in a kingdom of men. Oh, and he desperately needs to embrace being a dwarf. That's cool. No matter where he was raised, he is a true dwarf. Oh. And no one has ever questioned the courage of dwarves. Oh, I really want to read this. This is cute. I mean, she's also large. What's the official? Okay, 730. That's not happening anytime soon. Unless there's a great audiobook, then it'll maybe happen. Maybe this should be like my goal for like 2024, is to read this physically. I'll read no other books this year, just this one. Ooh, next is another buzzword, and that is dark. I like twisty things, so anything to do with being in the dark, it's a good time. Surely, oh, I already can see one. I'll be back. Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. I have been very keen to read this for a while. Ooh, spooky memoir. So 25 years ago, a woman and her parents moved into a house. They were there for 3 weeks before fleeing in the dead of night. And then her dad recounts a spooky memoir that became a worldwide phenomenon. Ooh, and she says ghosts don't exist. They do. Now she goes back there to figure out what happened. Sounds very cool. It has that like ghost hunting vibe that I was going for with the hunt prompt earlier. But yeah, dark. Ooh, next up is death. Again, it's my vibe. I like things about death. That big stack of yellow there, that's Soul Eater. All about death and his kid. I love it so, so much. And the standees on that shelf are of Grim Reapers, so death again. I like stuff about death, what can I say? So I could go probably to my thriller shelf, but that might be taking it too easy. I know I've got one in fantasy. Do I have a queer death? Oh, maybe. Does this talk about death? I mean, it has to. Yeah, they found dead. Dead counts. Oh, why do I keep choosing big books? Eh. So we have Plain Bad Heroines by Emily M. Danforth. So it's about these two women, or two young girls, that were madly in love with each other. They were obsessed with a memoir, and they were found dead by a horrific wasp attack. The book lying next to their entwined bodies. Within 5 years, the school is closed, but not before 3 more people die on the property. Lots of death. That sounds fun. Over 100 years later, the doors are open and a crew of young actresses arrive to film a high-profile movie about the rumoured curse. But yeah, definitely sounds like my thing, and there's plenty of death in here, so. Next up is Ghost. Pretty self-explanatory. I love anything to do with ghosts. Anything at all. What else do we have that's ghost that I haven't read? Like, because that's the kicker. I read a lot of my buzzwords, so ghosts. What haven't I read? Do we have any more queer ghosts? I don't think so. Oh, we do. Wait. Go on. So we have Sometime Yesterday by Yvonne Hyde. This is queer. I know that. This woman buys a house after her divorce, and her dreams are immediately haunted by Sarah and Beth, 2 lovers from the past and the dark man who controlled their lives. Ooh. Then that woman hires a contractor to help restore the gardens of the house. They have something going on, I think, and she refuses to believe that the mansion is haunted until the ghostly dark man follows her home. It appears he will stop at nothing to keep the new lovers apart, and the violence continues to escalate. Ooh hoo hoo. But yeah, that sounds cool. A ghost, like serial killer, who's targeting queer women. Sign me up. I have a Stray Kids song stuck in my head. Oh, that could have done for Haunted. Wait, maybe I'm gonna pick that one for Haunted, and I'll go find one that says Ghost, because that said Haunted. So, now I'm looking for Ghost. Ghost. There we go. That's easy. So, this is for Ghost. This is for Haunted. Because Haunted's next. Sorry. But, Ghost. Yeah. Gap Year in Ghost Town by Michael Pryor. This is about 2 kids, and they have the ghost site. So there you go. Ghost again. They do ghost hunting. I could have got this for hunt. This is just all of the buzzwords. Combat skilled ghost hunter. That's funny. So basically they're just fighting ghosts, really. But the main character is using his gap year to decide if he really wants in on the whole ghost hunting biz. That sounds really fun, very much like my vibe. It has so many of my buzzwords in it. So this one for ghost, this one for haunted. Then we have cat or kitten. This wouldn't have been a buzzword for me like 2 years ago. But then I found cat manga and became obsessed, and now I want a cat. Keeping on theme with cat manga, I'm gonna find a cat manga. Most of which I've read. I do have one more, A Man and His Cat, but, ooh, I have several for this. Which do I choose? Okay, I'm gonna do this one. I had like 4 options there, but we're going with Cat on the Hero's Lap by Kosuke Iijama. Sorry, that's awful. This is volume 1. Look at that kitty. Is that not the cutest little kitty? So cute. A perfect adventure. Cat manga always has the puns. It's so funny. Our brave hero Red has embarked alongside his companions on a journey to defeat the great demon king. Or at least that was the plan, but then a cat sat on Red's lap and fell asleep. There's no way he can fight monsters like this. As it turns out, Red's greatest enemy is right on top of him. Doesn't that sound so wholesome? You're like, I will go and fight all the things. Oh no, there's a cute little fluffy thing on my lap. I will do none of the things. So cute. Then we have Goblin. I love goblins. They're so cool, very underrated. You know, we get a bunch of like orc stuff, but I like goblins. I like orcs too, don't get me wrong. But with goblins, they're sometimes just smaller and grungier. I don't know, something about just the word goblins. I'm like, ooh, I know I have another book for this. It's right there. It's, ooh. Perception looks so different. For me, right here, I'm pointing at it, but it looks weird. That one there. Bright green one. Because it's literally called Goblins. This is by Philip Reeve. This is a middle grade book, and it also has like sprayed edges, which is very cool. I randomly saw this at an op shop and I was like, goblins? Say no more. The goblins of Clovenstone Keep are a bloodthirsty lot. They love fighting, looting, and eating, and more fighting. But Scarpa is different. He is clever and cunning. Only he understands that the old magic trapped beneath Clovenstone is rising again. He's about to be flung headfirst into the wildest adventure in all of goblin history. Doesn't that just sound cute and fun? And just like a little grungy. Oh my god, there's little goblins in the corners of the pages. How cute. So cute, there's like little claws as well. So cute. Next buzzword is Green Man. I love the Green Man. So I am of Scottish descent and I am really interested in Celtic paganism. And one of the big myths or mythological deities in Celtic mythology is the Green Man, which is kind of a man-like being that is in the forest and it like cares for the forest. It can be a bit dangerous sometimes because, you know, forest is everything type vibes. But yeah, love Green Man things, and I already know I have a Green Man book. Some ones I know I have. So we have The Green Man of Ashwood Hall by Jacob Kerr. I got this in Edinburgh. But yeah, look at that. Like, you can see, like, that's the Green Man's face there within the green. So good. I love just like imagery like that as well. It's so nice. We have A Great English House surrounded by sprawling woods. It's 1962 and Izzy is 13. She's neglected and finds freedom exploring the forest. The more she comes to understand the history of the place and her own situation, the stranger things are that she hears and sees. The most tantalizing of these is the Green Man in the woods who seems to know all about her. Dun dun dun. But yeah, Green Man anything, I'm gonna pick it up. Ooh. Now we have another anti-buzzword, and that is secret society. I just get so bored when there's a like dark academia book and it's like this elite secret society and just that whole like the elitism of secret societies. Hate. So they kind of go hand in hand with each other, and I hate it. I'm so bored. I honestly don't know if I have any secret society books, because like they're often in dark academia, and I don't have any dark academia. This is like archaeological things. So maybe? No. Like there's secrets, which I also don't like. Got Underworld. But again, not secret society. Why am I upset that I don't have a secret society book? I don't like them. Are there any queer secret societies? Again, I don't think so. I mean, again, there are secrets. It seems like a secret society, but it doesn't say the word society. I should have just kept it as secrets, because I also don't like that. Ooh, what about this? This doesn't have a synopsis. I hate that. Potentially, but I need to Google. You know what? I'm going to count it. It's The Pledge by Cale Dietrich. It's about a fraternity. That's like the closest I can get to a secret society. It's queer, horror. The frat boys are getting killed by a masked, knife-wielding murderer. Ooh, elements of horror, mystery, and a gay hate-to-love romance. Ooh. Well, that's extra intriguing. But yeah, this is the closest I can get to secret society. I think with the anti-buzzwords, I'm not going to try that hard. Oh no. The next buzzword is dwarves. And I used dwarves for something else. Oh no, what did I use dwarves for? Oh, I used dwarves for kingdom. Okay, can I find another kingdom? Because I think that's my only dwarf book. Okay, I need to find another kingdom. You know what I'm just going to do? I'm just going to pull out Queen of Shadows by Sarah J Maas. Which is book 4 or 5? 5? Potentially book 5, I don't know. Of the Throne of Glass series. This is where I'm up to. This technically doesn't say kingdom, but like that's what it's about. And like the word king is in there. So yeah, I'm gonna count this for kingdom and then the dwarves for the dwarves prompt. But this is kind of how I wanted to do the video, of just me not remembering how I did this bingo board and just picking books. Ooh, next word is demon. I love demons. This kind of goes back to like Supernatural, which many of those DVDs are Supernatural. One of my favorite shows of all time. And just the idea of demons. Very appealing. Do I own any demon books though? That is the question. Are you about demons? Oh, come on. You look like you should be about demons. The second book in the series is literally called The Demon Collector. That's so annoying. Because I don't think I have other demon books. Oops. Maybe. I kind of want to count it. Because I don't know if I have any others. Alright, so again, kind of stretching it, but my bingo board, my rules. So I'm going to go with The Gates by John Connolly. This is a middle grade, and it's about this kid trying to stop someone from opening the gates of hell. So there are demons that are about to be unleashed. I mean, it doesn't say that, but you know. So yeah, it's up to this kid to stop the gates of hell opening. Oh wait, it does say demon! Now the fate of humanity lies in the hands of one small boy, an even smaller dog, and a very unlucky demon named Nerd. I did it! Also, I'm obsessed with this cover. Ooh, next up is Serial Killer. As I was writing some of these out, I was like, I swear I'm okay. Like, I'm mentally, psychologically, I'm okay. I swear. But like serial killers, you know, again, most of those DVDs I pointed at, it's like one half is Supernatural, the other half is Criminal Minds. I love a good serial killer book. Do I have any that I haven't already read? That is the question. I mean, technically. right? I don't know if they'll say serial killer though. Because like I want them to say serial killer. Anyways, we'll go to my horror thriller section. Ooh, wait, this one might. I swear it does. It says she hasn't killed anyone in years. Ooh, wait. No, there's a literal title of a book. It's so smart. So this is I Am Not a Serial Killer by Dan Wells. I think this is a YA, or like his family runs a mortuary and he's fascinated by serial killers. Same. Then it turns out there are 2 serial killers in his hometown or something. He's like, I'm doing my best not to kill anybody at all. My name is John Cleaver, I'm 15, I'm a mortician, I'm a sociopath, but I am not a serial killer. I mean, it just sounds like a really fun time. And I have this weird memory of like my dad having read this and then telling me to read it. Don't know what that says. Ooh, then we have Deep or Cave. Just this whole vibe of under the surface, I guess. So like, just like cave exploring, scuba diving, any of that kind of stuff, I love. Because then usually, you know, they get cut off, they can't get back, and things happen. I love it. So many good horror movies are that, and they're my favorites. Like The Descent, hello. So I also love books like that. I have read a few, and they're really good, and I want to read more. Do I have any more? Again, horror thriller. Yes, of course I do. From Below by Darcy Coates. I don't know if it should say like deep or cave, right? They're beneath the surface. Graveyard, also a buzzword. Ah, it says the word deep. Okay. So a ship went down and a garbled emergency message was broadcast. But neither the ship nor its crew were ever seen again. 60 years later, its wreck has been found, more than 300 miles from its intended course. A silent graveyard, deep beneath the ocean's surface, eagerly waiting for the first sign of life. Cove and her dive team have been granted permission to explore. Ooh, but the Arcadia has not yet had its fill of death, and something dark and hungry watches from below. With limited oxygen and the ship slowly closing in around them, Cove and her team will have to fight their way free of the unspeakable horror, now desperate to claim them. This sounds so freaking good. Oh my god, I can't wait to read this. I also can't wait to read a Darcy Coates book, because I've heard good things, and most of their books I'm intrigued by. Watch me say just like 1,000 times, I want to read this, and then never read it. The next word is forest or woods. Kind of in the same vein as the Green Man prompt. I just love forests. I love just like going out into a forest and just looking at trees. That was the first thing I noticed when I went to England. On the drive from the airport to Kirsty's house, I was just like, oh my god, your trees are so different. That was all I could think about, was the trees. So I really like trees. Woods in particular, forests, they usually in books, or the ones that I really like, it's like the creepy forest, you know? Like there's something old and ancient in the forest. And I love that. So, let's find a foresty book. I don't know why I'm immediately drawn to my fantasy shelves. I do kind of have a romance though, right? In the Woods. Yeah, let's go with a romance, shall we? We have Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute by Talia Hibbert. Going for a different vibe for this one, but this is about 2 high school ex-friends. So they used to be best friends, they're not anymore. And now they are both signed up for a 2-part survival course in the woods. As the adventure brings them closer together, they start to remember all the good parts of their history. But as too much time passed, or just enough to spark a whole new kind of relationship. Sounds cool. I love, like I said, any kind of woodland type thing. Survival stuff are also some of my favorite books. That should have been another buzzword. I'm just gonna make a whole nother board. Next up is mushrooms or fungus, anything in that family. I'm obsessed with mushrooms. I have a little, can you see my little crystal mushroom garden? It's right there. Olive. Good. Oh, my little shrooms. I love mushrooms. They're just very, very cute. I really, really like them. I want to learn more about them. Which is good because I have a book for that. Look at me putting a non-fiction on this list. But that is The Little Book of Mushrooms by Alex Dorr. It's mushrooms. It's literally a book that goes through the mushies. And then it talks about them. So there's a hedgehog mushroom. It's got its geographical location, its growing location, characteristics, and its primary use. Talks about when it was first discovered, and just all of the things that you want to know about this mushroom. And there's so many. And like really cool art as well. It's just stunning. And yeah, I love that it has all of the art prints as well as a bunch of information. Cute. I mean, this is the magic mushrooms. Hilarious. Their primary use, psychoactive. Yeah. But yeah, it's a little book telling me all about mushrooms, and I really can't wait to read it. But like, I'm waiting for like the perfect moment. The next word is gladiator. I am thoroughly obsessed with gladiators. I have several reference books that are all about gladiators. They are definitely one of my special interests. I would have made an entire archaeological career out of that. But yeah, I love just everything to do with gladiators. It's a fascinating concept to me that gladiators could be both like the bottom of the social food chain and the top simultaneously. Fascinating. And you know, gladiators aren't what most people think. It's not the movie Gladiator at all. It's, you know, it was a sport. People weren't dying left, right, and center. It was a sport, you know. People put money into their athletes. I am gonna waffle on about gladiators forever if I keep going. But I do have one book that I know is about gladiators. If you know of any books about gladiators, please let me know. I want to read all of them. But this one, oh, things are gonna fall. Sorry, girl. Ah. Okay, they only kind of fell. But this is Levius by Haruhisha Nakata. This is a manga, and I'm just like, stunning. So as society rises from the ashes of war, cybernetically augmented arena fighters battle for fame and fortune or die trying. Oh, it's the 19th century, and the world has entered the era of rebirth. Recovering from devastating flames of war, the sport of mechanical martial arts has galvanized the nation. Cybernetically augmented fighters turn their blood into steam and their bodies into brutal fighting and killing machines. Young Levius is one of those arena battlers, hell-bent on winning in order to simply survive. Now, I know that the word gladiator wasn't technically in there, but arena fighter is a gladiator. So that's what that is. Augmented gladiators. Sign me up. It's just so large. I've been putting this off for so long because it's so long. Nearly 700 pages. Oh wait, we've got the official, maybe? 666. Love that. But that's a lot of pages, even for a manga. But I wish the whole thing was in color because, like, those beginning pages are stunning. And I mean, that's not to say the rest of it isn't stunning, but like, come on. This whole thing should have been in color. One day I will read this. Someone please hold me accountable because I desperately want to read it, but she's just too large and I'm scared. Ooh, okay. So next up is another anti-buzzword, and that is betrayal. Anything to do with Secrets and lies, I hate. I really, really hate books about lying. It really it aggravates me so much. But like a lot of books are about lying. I've also noticed a lot of YA, like contemporary thrillery type books, are about lies. What else would be about lying? Do I have anything about lying? Like, not really? Question mark. Because like that's more the vibe I'm going for, is the lying part. It doesn't have to say like betrayal. Come on people, start betraying people. Ooh, wait, no, this one works way better. I think. Okay, I found one that works better. So this is Apparition Alley by Catherine V. Forrest. This is part of a series, but this is the only one that I have. I haven't read any others. I might, but I don't know. So these are mystery novels featuring lesbian LAPD homicide detective and ex-Marine Kate Delafield. In this one, there's a shocking case of police misconduct. A gunfight erupts during what should be a routine drug bust. Drugs again. And Kate is shot by another officer, but no one wants to fess up to the misfire. Drawn into a maze of lies, she finds a connection between her own accident and the suspicious demise of another cop who may have been on the verge of outing gay and lesbian officers. Interesting. So, the fact that there's like, it kind of seems like she was betrayed by her fellow officers, you know? Honestly, if this wasn't queer, I wouldn't own it. Because everything else I'm like, I don't care. But queer. I think this is also like relatively old. 1997. I am older than this book. Ooh, okay. The next is Pan. Now, this relates to Peter Pan or the Pan Piper. You know, that kind of thing. Or the god Pan. That kind of thing. I love that. So good. So I'm really just going to try and find a Peter Pan retelling. Which I love. I love Peter Pan retellings. And I know I have at least two here, but do any of them say Pan? Oh, this says never. I mean, it talks about it being Neverland. Ah! That does not say Pan. Darn. I don't know of any others. Oh no. Ooh, what about the one over here? Ooh, you're about to fall. I got you. I got you. Potentially. Potentially? They all just say Peter. Oh, wait, this says Pan. Okay. Before I forget though, I was looking for Never before. This has Never in it. This is Peter and the Starcatchers by Dave Barry and Ridley Pearson. It's a Peter Pan retelling. And it said, how did a flying boy first meet a certain one-handed pirate? Ooh. Deep in the hold of the leaky old ship, the Neverland, see it says Never, a mysterious chest is guarded day and night. Orphan boy Peter is determined to find out what valuables it holds, but he is not the only one after the precious cargo. So, very cool, that says Never. Did not say Pan though, but what does is Lost Boy by Christina Henry. So this is part of Christina Henry's retellings, but horror. So love that. I am very, very keen to read this one because Peter Pan, I love Peter Pan. But this says, there is one version of my story that everyone knows, and then there is the truth. Once I loved a boy called Peter Pan. Got it. Peter brought me to his island because there were no rules and no grown-ups. He brought boys from the other place to join in the fun. But Peter's idea of fun is sharper than a pirate's sword. He wants always to be that shining sun that we all revolve around. He'll do anything to be that sun. Peter promised we would all be young and happy forever. Peter will say I'm a villain, that I wronged him, and that I was never his friend. Peter lies. Interesting. Ooh, then we have Lost. Again, it's one of those words where if I see it, I am instantly drawn to it. Just the whole idea of someone or something being lost and then it having to be found it kind of, you know, makes you think like an adventure is gonna happen or something kind of bad is gonna happen. I don't know, I just like the word lost. It's a good word. I have a book that just says lost. Lost by Gregory Maguire. It's also a cool cover. It's got a little pokey hole and then a picture. So this is a horror-ish. Oh, it's another retelling. So a writer travels to London to write a novel about a woman being haunted by the ghost of Jack the Ripper. Again, many of my buzzwords. Upon her arrival, she finds that her step-cousin and old friend have disappeared, and a ghostly presence seems to have taken over his home. Ooh, could it be the ghostly remains of Jack the Ripper, or a phantasm derived from a more arcane and insidious origin? Ooh. Winnie begins to investigate and finds herself the unwilling audience for a drama of spectres and shades, some from her family's peculiar history and some from her own unvanquished past. It sounds interesting. Very, I'll say like softly creepy. There's like a misty vibe about this. Chopper agrees. But yeah, Lost is good. Ooh, then we have Scotland. As I said earlier, I am of Scottish descent. My grandfather was born in Glasgow, and I just love everything about Scotland. When I was there, it was amazing, and I can't wait to go back. So I am always keen to read more about Scotland. I know I do have some books that are like set in Scotland, but we're gonna go for a non-fiction because they're right here and I need to read it. So that is the Clanlands Almanac by Sam Heughan and Graham McTavish. Seasonal stories from Scotland. So this is the second book that these two have written. They are both actors. Graham McTavish was in The Hobbit. I love it. He was also obviously in Outlander, which is where Sam Heughan is from. Sam Heughan is the main character, you know. But yeah, they decided to go on a road trip around Scotland and it was amazing. The TV show Men in Kilts is amazing. I love it. They wrote a book called Clanlands, which was kind of, again, like detailing their journey throughout Scotland, which was very, very, very good. I like that a lot. And now they have another one. They also have a third book out, I think, which I really need to get. But I need to read this one first. Fringe Festival Follies to Unforgettable Buildings and Battles, Sam and Graham are back to guide you through a year of Scottish legends, traditions, historical and contemporary events. The Clanlands Almanac is a top-down, pedal-to-the-metal, up-and-down odyssey through the many byways of a Scottish year. Very cool. But yeah, this is awesome. And I just love their like banter with each other. Like, it's so, so funny. Highly recommend checking out everything to do with this. Oh yeah, the last one, Apocalypse. I don't like dystopian books. I don't like apocalypse things. I do kind of get bored of apocalypse movies. I know the world is ending. I'm trying to escape from that fact, not read about it, you know? So, apocalypse books. I think I have a queer one. I mean, it doesn't technically say apocalypse, but it says they're the only humans left. And like, how many apocalypse books am I really gonna have? But my battery is flashing, so let's see if I can do this really, really quickly. But for apocalypse, I'm gonna go with All That's Left in the World by Eric J. Brown. So this is about two strangers who are the last two people left alive after an apocalypse. They come together. I don't know. They help each other survive the world. I don't know, but it's queer, so there's that. I'm just trying to rush through this before my camera dies. Anyways, that's going to be it for my buzzwords and my anti-buzzwords. Please let me know down below, what are yours? And if you have any book recommendations for any of mine, let me know. I'd love to read them. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. I did it before it died. Yay.